hotel, if you are somebody with a taste, when a man back in the DTR, I want delicious meals, drinks, and spirits brewed in different parts of the world. For booking, call 081 45678901. One more. Come, let's make your event come through the way it's dream or your plan of why. Residency Hotels Leofino, Gidi or Gidi's best place for premium events. Ask for an amagoroge, Wakazian Behagi.
Ineke Ebonadi FM 103.5.
Yes, you're welcome back to Political Views on EBEONADI 103.5 FM. And this morning we are looking into the fact that, the Supreme Court dismissed suit challenging the establishment of the EFCC, NFIU, ICPC, and others. A lot is happening on our political space. I remain Martin Ifa and Shuku Ekeze. Let me bring you up to speed on the happenings on our political space this morning. And the first story we have for you is Ondo decides who prevails as Ondo people elect new governor. The 2024 gubernatorial election in Ondo State holds today, Saturday, November 16th, with Governor Lucky Ayedatiwa of the ruling party, the All Progressive Congress, seen as the favorite to retain his position following the withdrawal of three candidates who equally endorsed him, with a lot of drama and intrigues expected with strong opposition from the candidates of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Abula Ajayi, and the Labour Party, Ayodele Festus Femi. As the people of Ondo go out to vote, will there be a shock in the result of the governorship election? Only time will tell. The Independent National Electoral Commission on Friday said that it is ready for the governorship election in Ondo State on November 16th. INEC, National Commissioner supervising Ondo, Ogun, and Osun States, Professor Kunle Ajayi, made the announcement while speaking to newsmen in Akure. Ajayi told the Ondo electorate that INEC won't disappoint them as they file out their numbers to elect a new governor. And the next story we have for you this morning is CBN warns banks against cash hoarding diversion. The Central Bank of Nigeria has issued a stern warning to deposit money banks over cash hoarding and diversion, stating that such actions will attract stiff penalties in a circular dated November 13, 2024, signed by the Acting Director of Currency Operations, Muhammad Olayemi, and released by the CBN on Friday. The Apex Bank announced intensified measures to ensure efficient and transparent cash disbursement. The CBN reminded the banks of its ongoing mystery shopping exercises and spot checks aimed at discouraging the abuse of the Naira notes and ensuring responsible distribution of cash, especially as the festive season approaches. According to the circular, the initiatives are designed to prevent the flow of newly minted banknotes to hawkers and support efficient cash disbursement to the public. The central bank stated that any DMB traced to seize cash from unauthorized hawkers would face financial penalties. Such banks will be fined 10% of the total value of cash withdrawal from the CBN on the day the offense was committed. Repeat offenders will incur an additional 5% penalty for each subsequent breach. The CBN also warned against cash hoarding, diversion, and other practices that hinder cash flow, stressing that such actions violate the clean note policy. He noted that defaulters would face appropriate sanctions, which may include additional fines or other regulatory actions. The circular reads, for the avoidance of doubt, it should be noted that DMBs to whom cash seized from hawkers of cash estates will be penalized at 10% of the total value of cash withdrawal on the day they seized the cash was withdrawn from the Central Bank of Nigeria. Every subsequent offence will incur an incremental penalty of 5%. BBMs to whom cash seized from hawkers of cash estates will be penalized 10% of the total value of cash withdrawal on the day the seized cash was withdrawn from the Central Bank of Nigeria. Every subsequent offence will incur an incremental penalty of 5%. DMBs found engaging in cash hoarding, diversion, or any actions that hinder efficient cash distribution, including violations of the clean note policy, will incur appropriate sanctions. With the festive period typically seeing heightened cash demand, the CBN has directed banks to implement internal controls to ensure accountability and transparency in handling cash disbursements. Still on the stories making rounds at political space this morning, NJC suspends Rivers Anambra High Court judges. The National Judicial Council has suspended Justice G.C. Aguma of the High Court of Rivers State and Justice A.O. Nwabunike of the Anambra State High Court judicial functions performing judicial functions. They were both suspended for the period of 1 year without pay and placed on watch list for 2 years thereafter. The decision was taken at the 107th meeting at the NJC chaired by the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Honorable Justice Kudirat Kekere Ekun, on 13th and 14th November 2024. A total of 7 judicial officers were sanctioned for various acts of misconduct. The council also recommended 2 heads of court for compulsory retirement over falsification of age, the due of the Chief Judge of Imo State, Honorable Justice T.E. Chukwuemeka Chikeka, and the Grand Kadi of the Yobe State, Honorable Kadi Babagana Mahid. Honorable Kadi Babagana Mahid were recommended for compulsory retirement for falsification of their ages. The council equally considered the report of its preliminary complaints assessment committee, which considered a total number of 30 petitions, impelled 6 committees for further investigation, while 22 were dismissed for lacking in merit. 2 were sub judice. The council also empaneled a committee to investigate all complaints and petitions against Honorable Justice A.O.A. Wojo, Chief Judge of Osun State, Kemi Babalola Ogbedembe. Deputy Director of Information of NJC, in a statement on Friday, revealed that these decisions were reached at its 107th meeting held on November 13th and 14th, 2024. Several petitions against judicial officers were dismissed for lack of merit. Allegations of bribery involving Honorable Justice Peter O. Lifu of the Federal High Court Abuja were deemed unsubstantiated. The council stressed its duty to protect judicial officers from baseless accusations while maintaining accountability for misconduct. In addition to disciplinary actions, the NJC recommended 36 candidates for judicial appointments across the state, including Oyo, Kebbi, Sokoto, and Akwa Ibom, as well as the Sharia and customary courts of appeal. These appointments are expected to strengthen the judiciary and improve its capacity to dispense justice. And still on our political space this morning, food prices push inflation to 33.88% in October. The National Bureau of Statistics yesterday said the inflation rate rose to 33.88% in October 2024. It soared by 1.18% from the 32.70% recorded in September 2024. It blamed the rise on the increase in the cost of food, fuel, electricity, beverages, and others. This was contained in a press release. The Statistician General of the Federation, Prince Adeyemi Adeniran, issued in Abuja. He said the headline inflation rate for October 2024 on a year-on-year basis increased to 33.88% relative to the September 2024 headline inflation rate of 32.70%. Looking at the headline trend, the October 2024 headline inflation rate showed an increase of 1.18 points compared to the September 2024 headline inflation rate. He said similarly, on a year-on-year basis, the headline inflation rate was 6.55 percent points higher compared to the rate recorded in October 2023, 27.33%. The increase in the headline index for October 2024, according to him, was attributed to the rise in the average price of some items in the basket of goods and services at the divisional level. He said these increases were observed in food and non-alcoholic beverages 17.55%, housing, water, electricity, gas, and other fuel 5.67%, clothing and footwear 2.59%, transport 2.20%, furnishings and household equipment and maintenance 1.70%, education 1.34%, and health 1.02%. He added that others are miscellaneous goods and services 0.56%, restaurant and hotels 0.41, alcoholic beverages, tobacco and cola 0.37, recreation and culture 0.23, and communication 0.23%. Adeniran said similarly on a month-on-month basis, the headline inflation rate in October 2024 also rose to 2.64% compared to the rate recorded in September 2024, 2.52%. Still on the happenings on our political space this morning, Tinubu to inaugurate new power project December. The federal government has said it is committed to building mini grids in some higher institutions across the country as part of efforts to reduce the cost of electricity consumption. According to the government, the commitment would help to provide a conducive environment for learning and carrying out research for students and staff members, as well as ensure more sustainable and affordable energy solutions for hospitals, universities, polytechnics, and other higher learning facilities. This was disclosed by the Minister of Power, Chief Adebayo Adelabu, who he inspected the when he inspected the advanced solar microgrid project being built at the University of Abuja, according to a statement signed by the Special Advisor to the President on Strategic Communication and Media Relations, Bolaji Tunji Adelabu, said the project will be commissioned by President Tinubu in December, disclosing that it was about 95% completed. Speaking during the visit, the minister said the university solar project would be replicated in other universities, tertiary institutions, and teaching hospitals across the country. According to him, President Bola Tinubu's love and belief in education as the bedrock of economic growth and industrial development informed the decision to provide alternative sources of energy for the institutions. As you know, no critical sector can perform optimally without stability, functionality, reliability, and the affordability of energy. Energy is the blood that every sector needs to perform optimally, which is the reason why President Tinubu has prioritized power as a sector which will drive the other critical sectors. Still on our political space this morning, Fayose at 64. You are a dependable ally, says Wike. Minister of Federal Capital Territory Inyeso Wike has praised the former Ekiti State Governor Ayo Fayose on his 64th birthday, describing him as a dependable ally and a steadfast political figure. In a goodwill message issued on Friday by his senior special assistant on public communications and new media, Dare Olayenka, Wike lauded Fayose as a valuable friend and brother whose honesty and clarity in dealing with issues stand out. I rejoice with my friend and brother, former governor of Ekiti State, Peter Ayodele Fayose, on his attainment of 64th years in on earth today, November 15, 2024, the statement read. Wike highlighted Fayose's significant contribution to Nigerian politics and his indelible legacy in Ekiti State, emphasizing his unwavering character. Fayose is a man whose yes is yes and no is no. He is a valuable friend and brother who never pretends about where he stands on issues. His footprint in Ekiti State remains indelible, making him a reference point in Nigerian politics, Wike said. The FCT minister also attributed Fayose's longevity and achievements to divine grace, urging him to continue his service to the nation. The attainment of this age is no doubt or about a confirmation of the grace the Almighty has bestowed on him and a challenge for more service to our country, Nigeria. It is my prayer that God will continue to make the days of our own Fayose on earth fruitful with immeasurable blessing and robust health, Wike added. And still on our political space, no agreement to give Atiku 2027 presidential ticket, PDP. The People's Democratic Party has denied having any agreement to hand over its presidential ticket to former Vice President Atiku Abubakar or any of its political bigwigs ahead of the 2027 election. This was disclosed by the PDP's Deputy National Youth Leader, Timothy Osadolo, in an interview with newsmen. Nobody has told the party that he or she is running on the platform of PDP for the party to take a position, and there is no agreement that a particular person will be given the ticket. As of today, we have not issued notice for the sale of form. We have not called for primary, so we don't know who is running and who is not going to run, said Osadolo. Osadolo's rebuttal came barely 2 days after the Minister of Federal Capital Territory, Yeson Wike, ruled out Atiku's chances of securing the PDP's presidential ticket again in 2027. He said Wike's opposition might be valid if what transpired in the past was put into consideration. Osadolo, however, stated that Atiku couldn't also be ruled out of contention for the ticket, citing Donald Trump's victory as a reference point. He said if Trump could win a Kamala Harris, nothing, anything is possible. Again, Wike's points are valid. It is only a man who is immune to changes that would discard most of the observations he made, because at the end of the day, it is about the people. Still on our political space this morning, 19 states use suit to scrap EFCC. The legality of the Economic and Financial Crime Commission has been affirmed by the Supreme Court. The Apex Court on Friday dismissed a suit filed by 19 state governments to challenge the constitutionality of the laws that established the EFCC, as well as the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission and the Nigerian Financial Intelligence Unit. The 19 states are Kogi, Kebbi, Katsina, Sokoto, Jigawa, Enugu, Oyo, Benue, Anambra, Plateau, Cross River, Ondo, Niger, Edo, Bauchi, Adamawa, Taraba, Ebonyi, and Imo states. Although Ogun and Nasarawa states joined in as parties in the suit, the two were each allotted separate suit numbers as their appeal was only contesting the Nigerian Financial Intelligence Unit guidelines and advisory. A seven-man panel of justices led by Justice Wani Abba Aji in a unanimous decision dismissed the suit for lacking in merit. The Apex Court resolved the six issues brought before the court for determination against the plaintiffs, holding that the laws established the anti-corruption agencies were validly enacted by the National Assembly within its legislative competence. It faulted the